you guys take the history AP today?
Milo, wait, why are you doing your homework, bud?
I got time.
Yeah?
It was
Yeah, I got time.
I thought those grades were suffering, bud.
That 53 in English don't count.
The only thing that was hard about it is they did.
And I miss your side. I wanna be with you all of the time. Right now, I'm waiting for a better day, and I get to see your face.
So do you guys procrastinate?
I do, yes.
Yes, always.
What do you do when you procrastinate?
I do a bunch of different things. I either like play video games, like watch a baseball game, or just anything more fun than doing homework at least.
Most of the time I just like mindlessly scroll through like the internet or just like social media. I don't really do like other big activities. Like I don't go to play like a sport or anything. I just like sit at my desk and do nothing.
Is there a certain reason why you guys procrastinate?
I procrastinate mainly because I feel like when I do work later and more in crunch time that I do it, I may have like better quality of work, even though it's not as healthy as doing it at a normal time. But other than that, I just don't want to do homework a lot of the time.
Yeah, I just don't want to do homework, and I feel like I can get it done at a later date. Like I'll just like I can do it later.
Alright.
That's just my thought process.
Why do you think many teens procrastinate?
I think many teens procrastinate for the same reason. Like they just don't want to. They don't have the motivation, or they don't want to do it because it's not as fun as some other things that they could choose to be doing.
Yeah, it's just either a lack of motivation or they think they can do it later.
So how do you think people like yourselves can limit procrastination?
Having more motivation or getting yourself more focused whilst doing work earlier can help limit that procrastination, and like being prepared to do work at an earlier date and without the mind and trying to eliminate the mindset of doing it at a later time can help limit that too.
Yeah, definitely like a growth mindset and eliminating distractions. I feel like that's a very good place to start.
Do you think that procrastination leads to you being more stressed or less stressed?
I'll answer first. Yeah, I feel like definitely in the long run it does, because in the moment you feel like you're not stressed because it's like weight off your shoulders, and then later it just crashes back, and you have to realize that you have all that work to do.
So do you think it's like an unhealthy stress or a healthy stress for you?
It can be unhealthy. Small amounts of procrastination I feel like are pretty healthy, because like everyone's gonna procrastinate. No one's just gonna do their work immediately. That's just like human. But like if you're wasting so much time where it's unhealthily affecting your work, then that's when it starts to get bad.
Do you think your mental health has been affected because of your procrastination?
Not really. I just don't feel like the work really like gets to my head as much as like some other things in my life do.
Mm-hmm.
And so me procrastinating on work doesn't really affect me as much as it could for some other people.
I think recently, yeah, because I've been wasting so much time where it's like been negatively affecting my sleep schedule, and then I have a lack of motivation the next day, and it's just like a cycle. So definitely, yeah.
Have you noticed like some of your friends' mental health affected by procrastination if you know they really procrastinate?
Yeah, I definitely noticed some people's mental health deteriorating a little bit, and then definitely like suffering the next day or being tired, or being very, very tired the next day.
Do you procrastinate?
No, I do not.
Do you know any of your friends who procrastinate?
Literally my whole entire history class.
Including me.
Wait a damn minute.
Do you procrastinate?
No, I do not. Yeah, so it's basically like Milo, Jimmy Garrity, Everett Parton, Danielle Rosales, Ben, I, and Tony, and yeah, that's about it.
Have you noticed their mental health declining in any way?
Since I don't procrastinate, no, not really, because I'm just prepared.
Yeah. What about them?
Them? Oh yeah, definitely. I see them up at like 2 a.m. Peter Atkins, for example, up until 2:30 a.m. every single night.
How do you think kids can prevent procrastination?
Well, kids can prevent procrastination if they just, it's just breaking bad habits.
So you just think that they need, like, anyways, you think that they can prevent procrastination that like you do?
Yeah, it depends on your daily schedule to prevent it. I feel like what you're doing today.
Yeah, so like, let's say like, take my schedule, I have practice after school every day.
Yeah.
I get home at like 6 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
I then like take a shower, do all this, and by the time it's like 6:37, by the time I start my homework, I would have time to start my homework.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would, for example, me do to prevent myself from procrastinating?
First, utilize the time you have. So like, don't try and like go on your phone. Literally put the phone down. First thing. Second thing, use your weekends. When you have time on the weekend, try and do 8 a.m. work on Saturday, or I mean, the Mondays work on Saturday, and Tuesdays work on Sunday, so you have a jump ahead.
All right. Do you guys procrastinate?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So, what do you do when you procrastinate?
I
Sorry.
procrastinate.
I don't
You do.
do anything about it.
I don't do anything
I don't do anything
productive.
about it. Yeah.
I do nothing.
So like
productive.
what do you do when besides for doing your work?
I
don't
procrastinate.
review
I go on
work.
my phone.
Yeah,
Go on your phone?
PC, phone.
You never go on your PC. You're never on. Stop lying.
I mainly procrastinate.
I know you do.
I don't do my work. I don't review anything.
Yeah, I don't do my work until the morning.
So why do you think you procrastinate?
Because I procrastinate.
Because I don't
Great answer. All right. So we lost one. So how do you think you can limit your procrastination?
I can't.
Procrastinating.
By
More
procrastinating.
All right, more procrastinating.
More procrastinating.
All right.
I hate you.
Do you think procrastination leads to teens being more stressed or less stressed?
More
More stress, because then
procrastinated.
you have to do everything at
Because you
once.
procrastinate.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, and then do you think it affects your mental health?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I think it helps me procrastinate more.
That's
All right,
right.
how has it really affected your mental health? Are you like guys more depressed? Are you more anxious?
I'm more procrastinating.
Yeah, more. Yeah.
All right. So do you procrastinate?
Yeah.
All right. Why do you procrastinate?
Because I don't like doing work and sleep, and mostly any other activities are much more fun sometimes, you know?
Definitely. So what do you do when you procrastinate?
Sleep, drive across the state sometimes, kind of just sit and just like do literally nothing, but like my brain's asleep, but my body's still moving. That happens. You know?
So why do you think many people procrastinate?
Because sometimes it's better to just like procrastination. Because you put off work, and it's a lot like easier than like just doing something, because it's like it could be a simple assignment that's just like I really don't want to do that, so I'm just gonna like put that off, you know.
Nice.
Has procrastination affected your mental health?
It's made it better. Honestly, it's like I'm not worrying about other stuff, so I'm just like, you know, doing my thing.
Has procrastination made you more stressed or less stressed?
I'm less stressed most of the time, and then like the last week of the market period, I'm like, oh, and then just, but you know, that kind of works better with me, because like my brain works better when I'm in like a corner sometimes, so you know, physically in the corner.
All right, I think we're good. So, Mr. Kerr,
Yes.
do you procrastinate?
It's sometimes on some issues I do. There are some things, especially if I don't particularly care to do a certain thing, I would tend to procrastinate.
Do any of your students procrastinate?
Oh, yes.
What do you think they do when they procrastinate?
That's a good question. I'm not really sure. I think everyone probably tends to do something else to keep themselves busy so they can avoid doing what they don't really want to be doing.
Do you think procrastination makes your students more stressed or less stressed?
I think it could make people more stressed because, especially if you need to get something done and you know you need to get it done, and if it's going to be graded in a certain way and it's going to affect your grade, right? It has that whole ripple effect.
Yeah.
I think it ultimately will stress you out. I think the other thing with procrastination for all of us, not just students, is if we do procrastinate long enough and we really wait, we don't give ourselves enough time, we don't end up doing probably the best job that we could do for the task that we're supposed to be doing.
Do you think that procrastination has affected any of your students' mental health or anyone else, anyone you know?
Oh, that's kind of a difficult question. I don't think you could probably correlate that maybe to to stress. The overall stress does affect your mental health through your anxieties and so forth. I don't know if procrastination could be classified as that. But anytime you continue to add stress to your own life, right, you're not helping yourself.